thing we're facing right now, it's Feb 1st, it's not supposed to be this hot. You could have led with that actually. Fridays for Future is a global movement. It was started by Greta Thunberg, who is working with Leonardo, by the way. Not many people know how bad it is. Not many people know what they can do. I put in as many hours I would for a full-time job. I started the Bangalore chapter to an extent. I started the India chapter.
Where do you work? What's your job?
I'm the culinary experience manager at Good Milk. We're a plant-based company. I graduated last year. I've been working with them.
Just getting this.
I said climate
Thank you so much, Atreya. We're running really short on time. One last time.
There's one last thing. So I wanted to end
on TV.
this with my favorite quote by Peter Dinklage, Game of Thrones. Yes. So
Sorry, it's fine, right?
he quoted Beckett. So I got 2 minutes, right? So if I may quote the quote, he said.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Your name?
Disha.
Disha. So climate change is very real, and you're arguing that climate change is not real. What's up with that?
So I'm here to tell people that climate change is not real, and it's really you who have to change my mind about it. So why don't you present me your facts about how climate change is not real, and then I will bust your myths.
Give it up for Ellie, guys.
Sorry, I have to convince you that climate change is real. Right?
Yes.
That's just gonna prove my ignorance that I don't have enough knowledge about this.
But you're here, so you knew that what you'd be getting yourself into.
So there's been just in 2020 itself, I think the world has seen some drastic mishaps like the Australian fire and flood in Indonesia and few different things, volcanic eruption in Philippines. So I really don't know the science behind this, but it seems like there's something really problematic going on with the planet, and that is why I believe climate change is real.
So there are a lot of facts that prove that the Australian fires were human-induced for selfish reasons. So what makes you say that it was climate change and not human-induced?
I don't have an answer to that at all.
Use your phone to Google it.
We had a couple of performers. Like I said yesterday, we had multiple rounds in college.
You tell me though. What do you think?
Okay, so let's leave that out. Okay, let's say climate change is real, for argument's sake. Do you think it's going to affect us?
Us as in humanity or me and you?
Humans.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. So how do you think it's going to affect us?
So I think the world is going to become more inhabitable to the people living gradually. Just because of example traffic and all that, it's causing so much corruption of the air that we breathe, and unless we take some steps against that, it's only gonna compound and make it inhabitable for our generations to come. Does that qualify under climate change?
It kind of does, but okay, let's say that since you believe climate change is real and you think it's going to affect us, how many years do we think we have before it hits us? Since that's the terminology climate activists, climate believers, as I like to call them, use. They say we're going to, this is how much time we have, so how much time do you think we have?
I'm sure, I don't know actually, I cannot be sure at all, but I think we're good for the century.
Okay, so what climate scientists, the UN and everyone is saying is that in the next 10 years, we're going to hit an irreversible break point where climate change is going to be irreversible. And whatever backing of that claim is that we're going to hit 2 degrees and we're currently at 1 degree. And they're making it a very alarmist view.
So what's your motivation in proving that climate change is not real?
So my motivation is that they're very alarmist. There's nothing really changing. I mean, we've been having seasons, we have hot days, slow days, I mean, nicer days some days.
So you think we're all good, absolutely nothing going on?
Yeah. That's pretty much what I think. Okay, let's say. Okay,
Where does your belief come from, though? Like,
okay, since you do believe climate change is real, and let's say what the scientists say after 10 years is true. What do you think we're doing individually and like on a policy level to change this?
To change this?
To mitigate climate change, as you'd say.
At the moment, I don't think we're doing much. Just speaking about it, raising awareness in any form. I think those can be the steps that can be taken at scale at the moment. But I know that there are a lot of institutions, a lot of people like Leonardo DiCaprio and all that who are like advocating for it in scale. And I hope that these movements actually take off, like eliminating plastic, which seems like really impossible kind of. But at least there are initiatives like for replacing that. There are people and companies and organizations that are trying to add water to the fire.
Okay. So what do you think we can do on an individual level? What do you think you climate believers can do on an individual level and like a policy level to make a difference in the climate change movement?
Okay. I mean, avoiding plastic that counts under this one, right? I think that is something we can strive to do because there's already motions against that. Like government is taking initiative.
The government is doing it.
I mean,
the government is actually cutting 8,000 more trees in Bangalore next week to widen roads.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say that they're doing. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but at least, I mean, it's banned in shops and supermarkets, which is an inconvenience. I wish there was a good alternative, but still, so there is a momentum that we can follow. It becomes easy for us to follow. I saw recently that just today I was drinking tender coconut on the street, and even that guy had the paper this one because apparently that's a rule over here. So I think just getting behind that, supporting it.
Okay. So do you think if there was a movement raising awareness for climate change, you'd take part in it?
It depends. I know that it's an important problem, but I think it's not something that, I mean, in terms of would I prioritize
Would you prioritize your life over?
Yeah, I would. I would prioritize my life and my other interests.
Yeah, and according to the scientists, you have 10 years before everything you experience now becomes worse.
No, what are you trying? Okay, so if you're gonna put me on that corner of 10 years, yeah, probably I don't believe, but I don't know that. I cannot even say I don't believe it because I haven't read through it. But just thinking about it from a point of view of, I'm pretty sure that 11 years down the line we're gonna be just fine. I mean, probably things are gonna.
So who's the climate denier here, me or you?
See, I'm also telling it based on a quite ignorant view of not having the knowledge about it and making this guesswork. So really, like, it's not even fair to take my word on it.
Okay, I think I have to come clean. I'm a climate activist.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we were trying to raise awareness about people who believe in climate change to understand why they aren't acting on the issue. So we're from a movement called Fridays for Future.
Awesome.
So
I was like, what's going on? Who is this person who's like, so confident to be speaking like this openly?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
So Fridays for Future is a global movement. It was started by Greta Thunberg, who is working with Leonardo, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So initially it started out with her walking out of schools every single day because she understood that climate change is a serious problem, but yet no mass media is covering it, no one's talking about it, the government is doing absolutely nothing about it. And she staged a protest every day by walking out of school because her point was, what's the point of education if the government doesn't listen to the most educated? That's the scientists. Those are the scientists, my bad. And what's the point to study for a future that she won't have? And she inspired her classmates, and then slowly she started posting what she was doing online. And Fridays for Future was born that way. And we've had 5 global strikes so far, and we still strike every Friday. Our goal is to mobilize 3.5% of the population.
This is done volunteers like you throughout globally?
Yeah, it's done globally. Last global strike was on the 29th of November. We had 9 million people walking out of school, work, whatever they're doing on Friday to participate in the strikes, to demand the government to take immediate action, because 10 years is actually true.
It is?
Yeah, it is. So everything we're facing right now, it's Feb 1st. It's not supposed to be this hot. You could have led with that, actually.
That is something we totally see, especially being in Bangalore. How
You're sweating. I'm sweating because it's so hot. So
it's pretty cold right now.
yeah, it shouldn't be this way. So everything we're experiencing right now, we're not going to die in 10 years, but it's going to be everything we're experiencing now. The Australian fires, the Indonesian floods, the volcanoes, sea levels rising. Everything we are experiencing now will be 30 times worse. It'll be harder to breathe. It'll be harder to eat because of drought. The Niti Aayog report said that we will be out of groundwater in just a few years.
It's already pathetic.
Yeah. So that's going to lead to more droughts and no food, no water. So it's going to be very, very painful before we die. So that is why we...
So you're personally very concerned about this?
Yeah, personally as well. So while we believe that individual change is very, very important, we can make a huge impact by systemic change. So that's what we want to. We encourage individual change and work towards system change.
What do you think, speaking to people today, about the level of knowledge about this?
Everyone acknowledges that climate change is real. Not many people know how bad it is. Not many people know what they can do. So we're telling them about how bad it is and what they can do. Because we can still act, there is still time. If we act now, we'll still be able to achieve the goals that we want to.
So what advice do you have to me? You asked me all these questions and...
So on an individual level, I'd urge you to go vegan. Because...
you just asked me for too much.
That's actually the least you can do for the environment and the animals. Because animal agriculture is one of the hugest contributors to climate change. Because growing animals for our consumption is very resource intensive in terms of land, food and water. So we have 56 billion land animals when we have 7 billion humans. If we can feed 56 land animals that we grow just for consumption, these are just for consumption, these are not wild animals. Why can't we feed 7 billion people?
I hope someone watching this, it rubs off on someone watching this, because that's very hard for me.
One step at a time. You can do this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Instagram and your people.
Yeah, sure. I can write it down.
You can just spell it out in the video.
Okay, it's fridaysforfuture.india and fridaysforfuture.karnataka. FRIDAYSFORFUTURE.KARNATAK.
And your own is...
Yeah.
So, by the way, what do you work? What's your job?
I'm the culinary experience manager at Good Milk. We're a plant-based company. I graduated last year. I've been working with them at...
Culinary experience manager. So what is that? Let me guess. The experience of indulging in your product. So how is that right? And also how is that brought about in terms of your job responsibilities? How does that work?
It's very broad, so it's very hard to classify it at the same time. But
I make content about jobs. I'm just trying to understand the different types of jobs.
Okay. So I work with B2B and B2C companies, and we explain to them about it. It's a vegan company, so it's about introducing vegan products to institutions as well as B2C customers, which is where I mainly focus on, and then to some extent operations. So we are a startup, so we do a bunch of everything.
So what did you study?
I studied BBA from Mount Carmel College.
Awesome. So, after you did your BBA, right? Were you looking for a cause to back in terms of your job, like this being a vegan, or did it happen by accident?
No. I was interning with them since while I was in college, and I specifically chose the company to even intern in because it's a movement I believe in. Because I believe that all animals should have the right to their own life, and should not be abused for our palate taste. Like, one burger is not worth the planet and the animal's life. So that's why I do what I do.
No, in terms of, it's awesome what you're doing here. The way you're very creatively spreading this message. It's really cool. No, I want you to tell me, like, if you don't mind, like, evaluate yourself on the impact that you're doing individually at the time you are in your life for something like this, where you're doing on the side, not necessarily from a climate change perspective, but from your own personal perspective of how it's bringing you satisfaction, and are you happy with it?
I'm pretty happy with it, considering, because my carbon footprint is quite low. Because I've been vegan for a while now, and it's the best way, according to the UN, to reduce your carbon footprint. I've never flown, not because of climate change. Now it is I avoid flying. I don't think it's realistic to expect everyone not to fly. I have not flown because my mom was always afraid of heights initially, and now I'm trying to avoid flights altogether.
I'm talking more in the sense of, like, the work that you're doing on the side.
This is actually, I put in as many hours I would for a full-time job. I started the Bangalore chapter to an extent. I started the India chapter with other cities as well. Not just me, it was never a one-person job. So we put in as many hours, like, we're up all night, we're here, this is my weekend. And we're here all the time. So.
Sunday, it's a Sunday.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. We were here yesterday from 8 in the morning to like 8 in the evening. So we put in as many hours. And we do all of this in the night on days on normal work days. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking. Have a good day.